I'm a former New York State Supreme Court Justice. Let me tell you about a real case story. We'll call her Jane. Jane was in her late 40s, married, 2 children. Each year she would have a mammogram. With respect to the particular mammogram in question, she received the good sign that the mammogram was negative. About 9 months later, she felt some difficulty in her breast. She saw another doctor. Unfortunately, she was diagnosed with breast cancer, stage 4, very, very serious. Now, when it comes to any type of cancer, particularly breast cancer, early detection is extremely important, because if the radiologist can see something on the mammogram that would indicate the signs of breast cancer, if it's early enough, then something can be done and life expectancy can be enlarged. But if there's a failure to read the mammogram correctly and breast cancer continues over a period of time, then the difficulties become broadened and life expectancy becomes lessened. Well, she contacted our firm and we were able to receive that original mammogram that was misread by that radiologist. We sent it out to one of the foremost radiologists in the city of New York in a fine Manhattan hospital. He looked at it. You could not see anything wrong with the naked eye. But when he used a high-powered magnifying glass, you were able to discern little dots in a cluster. Those little dots in a cluster were the clear signs that there was the presence of breast cancer. And the radiologist who had indicated that the mammogram was negative totally missed it. Well, early detection is extremely important in these situations. You have a certain window of opportunity with early detection that you can prolong life and extend life. But if that window is shut, as it was here, because she was already in a stage 4, the likelihood of survival is extremely negative and lessened. Well, we brought the case. We went before a jury. And actually, before the jury, the judge allowed us to use that mammogram so that each juror could take a high-powered magnifying glass, and each juror left the jury box and walked down and looked carefully at that mammogram, and you could see, and each juror could see, that there was a cluster in that mammogram. Well, it was a clear sign of malpractice, medical malpractice. Unfortunately, Jane did not survive. And unfortunately, she passed away, leaving her husband a widower and leaving her 2 children without a mother. The radiologist who was the defendant should have used a high-powered magnifying glass. Had he done so, that window of opportunity would have been there, and Jane would have had the chance that was taken away from her by the negligence and the medical malpractice of the radiologist. It never should have happened. Very, very tragic. Jury took the case into the deliberations room after the trial, after all the evidence was in, and returned a very significant verdict. Of course, the money was very useful for the family, but unfortunately, Jane was gone. But at least the memory of Jane was continued with that loving husband and the children who lost their mother. Well, that's it. This is the storyteller telling you, till we meet again, stay safe and keep out of danger.